The game is colder than you think. Merit doesn't guarantee victory, and good intentions won't shield you from betrayal. Positions change hands in silence, reputations bend under pressure, and the loudest voice rarely holds the real power. Those who last don't beg the world to be fair. They learn its patterns and bend outcomes without noise. This is strategic darkness. Awareness sharpened by impact, not emotion. Tonight the blueprint opens. You'll learn rules that keep leverage in your hands and illusions out of your head. Use them as armor, not as blades. Master them, and chaos slows down. Ignore them, and someone else writes the ending of your story while you explain yours. These principles don't require cruelty. They require clarity, patience, and timing. Every room hides currents. Notice them, and you steer. Miss them, and you drift. Stay until the last frame. Each idea locks into the next, and the final arc turns pressure into precision. Begin now. Make the noise serve you, not you it. Before any tactic, draw the line. This knowledge exists for protection, discipline, and clarity. Use it to harden boundaries, to read intentions, to refuse traps. Never to bully, never to exploit the innocent. Strategy without ethics rots from the inside. Keep yours clean and your leverage lasts. Here is the pact. Learn quietly, apply carefully, and measure results, because results decide everything. Drop this line below to lock your focus. I choose cold strategy over hot reaction. Stay to the end, because each principle stacks into a complete operating system. From presence to persuasion, from silence to outcomes. When the loop closes, you'll know exactly what to do when pressure spikes, when allies waver, and when eyes are on you. Now the 8 pillars of dark intelligence begin. Expect no shortcuts, only patterns you can repeat under stress. If a case doesn't match, adapt the rule, not your standards. Precision marks the strategist. Vagueness perfumes the weak. Pillar 1. Calculated opacity. Clarity about outcomes. Ambiguity about intentions. Reveal what advances position. Conceal what invites interference. Most people overshare to look honest and become predictable instead. Trade predictability for intrigue. Answer with direction, not disclosure. Example. When pressed for plans, signal priority, not itinerary. There's a move in play. Timing matters. Then shift focus. Silence is not emptiness, it is valuation. Protocol. Prepare 3 safe disclosures and 3 non-answers before high-stakes rooms. Use pause as punctuation. Let others fill the void. Measure success by how little you must explain to gain compliance. Guardrail. Never falsify. Shape context and cadence, not reality. Train a micro-habit. Breathe once before replying. Remove one detail, replace it with direction. Close with a forward vector. What happens next, not why you. Opacity keeps leverage fluid and reputations sharp. Used daily, it turns curiosity into control. Always. Now, Pillar 2. Adaptive persona. Identity is constant. Delivery is fluid. Water takes the shape of the vessel, yet remains water. Communicate in the receiver's language. Data for analysts, vision for strategists, process for operators, stakes for leaders. Authenticity isn't sameness, it's consistency of values across changing contexts. Protocol. Scan for tempo, vocabulary, and incentive. Mirror pace, not personality. Align frames, not beliefs. Ask, what does this mind value? Security, status, certainty, or freedom? Wrap insight in that wrapper. Example, to a detail mind, present steps. To a meaning mind, present purpose. Guardrail, never mutate your core. Adapt articulation, not integrity. Metric, the right idea lands once, the wrong form repeats forever. Adaptation reduces friction, converts resistance into traction, and expands your field of operation. Train by rewriting one message 4 ways: numbers, narrative, checklist, consequences. Soon it becomes instinct and doors open once shut. Pillar 3. Strategic detachment. What cannot bind you cannot move you. Attachment to outcomes breeds desperation. Detachment breeds clarity. Hold goals tightly and methods lightly. In negotiation, power sits with the side that can walk. Practice options, alternative offers, alternative timelines, alternative partners. In relationships and teams, choose standards over approval. Respect follows those who can say no without rage and yes without need. Detachment is not coldness, it is composure under cost. Protocol. Before critical decisions, write the worst acceptable loss and the minimum acceptable win. Act inside that band. Guardrail. Never detach from truth, people, or principles. Detach from ego and attachment to being right. Result. Fewer forced moves, more chosen ones. Fewer tantrums, more terms. Train scar tissue with small reps. Skip the last word in an argument. Leave one message unanswered. Delay a win for timing. Each rep lowers fear. Where fear recedes, authority arrives. Up. Pillar 4. Silent leverage. Power that whispers lasts longer than power that shouts. Position beats persuasion. Become the person whose absence is expensive. In conversation, own the tempo with pauses that make others reveal. In negotiation, cultivate credible alternatives and let them be known without threat. In teams, solve problems quietly and consistently until your name equals relief. Protocol. Build assets that speak for you. Skills, systems, proof of delivery. Signal reliability, not need. Guardrail. Steer people toward better outcomes. Never bait harm. Metric. Opportunities arrive unannounced and requests start with "need your judgment," not "can you fix this mess?" Practical drill. In your next high-pressure exchange, answer one tough question with a measured pause, then a tight sentence. Watch how the room slows to your cadence. Design leverage like interest. One solved crisis becomes 3 referrals. One system becomes recurring position. Shouting burns. Gravity pulls. Now, Pillar 5. Psychological echo. People follow those who reflect them clearly. Listen for the need beneath the words. Status under frustration, safety under anger, meaning under fatigue. Answer the question they meant, not the one they asked. Protocol. 3 silent checks. What do they fear? What do they want? What will they accept? Translate your proposal into their currency: stability for the cautious, recognition for the ambitious, autonomy for the restless. Example. Instead of saying, "This is better," say, "This makes your risk smaller and your wins visible." Guardrail. Reflection is not flattery. Keep it precise and aligned with reality. Metric. Fewer arguments, faster yeses, stronger loyalty without pleading. Drill. Summarize fast. Ask one clarifier. Tie your idea to their aim. Conflicts persist. When egos defend positions, echoes align incentives. When people feel seen, resistance drops and decisions speed up. Use this to lift standards and outcomes, not to trap emotions. Repeat. Pillar 6. Ambiguous morality. The world is gray. Lead with outcomes and boundaries. It is not license to harm. It is courage to choose difficult goods under constraint. Ask what protects the many, preserves the mission, and honors first principles. Sometimes mercy to one becomes cruelty to all. Sometimes firmness to one protects the whole. Protocol. Define red lines you will not cross, yellow zones that require counsel, and green moves you can execute alone. Example. Remove a corrosive high performer to protect culture. Tell a hard truth kindly to stop a slow break. Guardrail. Document reasoning. Take responsibility. Repair collateral damage quickly. Metric. Fewer virtuous-looking failures. More quietly ethical wins. Swap self-image questions for outcome questions. Not, "Do I look kind?" but, "Does this prevent harm and advance the mission?" Leaders aren't paid to feel pure. They are paid to decide well. Keep counsel of 2. One guards standards, one guards people. Balance both. Note. Pillar 7. Controlled exposure. Information once revealed cannot be unrevealed. In a culture of oversharing, selective signal becomes magnetic. Share in layers: identity, competence, leverage, released on timing, not impulse. Protocol. Decide what strangers know, what collaborators learn, and what only your journal holds. In public, show outcomes and principles. Keep mechanisms and margins private. In negotiation, disclose constraints late and advantages never. Example, reveal a skill only when it solves a present problem. It lands as value, not vanity. Digital, curate footprints. Assume every post becomes a permanent dossier. Guardrail, mystery is not manipulation. It is stewardship of narrative. Metric, fewer explanations requested, more invitations extended. Drill, write a one-line bio for 3 contexts: public, partner, private. If they sound identical, the borders are leaking. Fix the borders and attention stops straying to your shadows, it tracks your signal instead. Guard edge. Pillar 8. Outcome obsession. Argue less, adjust more. Define the target, then pick the shortest ethical path that reliably hits it. Busy is camouflage. Impact is currency. Protocol. Choose the 20% of actions that create 80% of movement. Calendar them first. Defend them hard. Swap ego wins for real wins. Change behavior, not just minds. Improve systems, not just slides. When plans fail, replace methods, not goals. Metrics run the courtroom, evidence over anecdotes. Drill. At day's end, list 3 outcomes advanced, 3 wastes cut, 1 tactic to test tomorrow. Guardrail. Include integrity, relationships, and sustainability inside the outcome definition. Reputation compounds when promises kept become expectations met. In conflict, choose the finish line. De-escalate, data, or decide. If the goal is change, ask questions. If speed, set defaults. Outcome thinkers look quiet because they conserve energy for decisive moments. That is precision, not passivity. Installation. Pick 1 pillar and practice for 7 days. Run daily micro-reps, 1 strategic non-answer, 1 adaptive rewrite, 1 composed pause, 1 boundary held, 1 metric logged. Observe what changes. Fewer explanations, faster decisions, quieter rooms, steadier outcomes. Remember the frame. Protection, not predation. Clarity, not cruelty. When pressure rises, return to your rules and play the long game of position over noise. If this sharpened your lens like the video, subscribe to the Cold Strategist, then comment, strategic over reactive. Name the pillar you'll drill first and the situation you'll apply it to. Next episode brings live scenarios, interrogation without anger, negotiation without threat, leadership without noise. Turn on notifications to complete the loop. Until then, when emotions spike, use this line: breathe, reduce, decide. 1 breath to slow, 1 reduction to focus, 1 decision to move. Results reward discipline.